Happy Christmas, everyone. Today I'm going live. I'm just going to be doing an open Q&A, talk about Christmas, talk about the holidays, talk about like 2025. It's a good year, good time. Hopefully y'all can make it into this live. We'll be talking just, maybe vibing. Hopefully you guys can like maybe take it over your lunch break or something like that. That would probably be the best use of your time. But I'm here to answer any of y'all's questions that you might have about data engineering, data science, artificial intelligence, AI, like whatever the fuck you guys want to talk about. I'm here to talk about with you. And hopefully, I also just want to say I want to congratulate Primogen for hitting 1 mil subs on YouTube. I think that's really great that Primogen was able to get so high up there. It's freaking amazing. So if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate. I'm here to answer any questions y'all might have. Data science, data engineering, AI, entrepreneurship, like whatever the hell you want to talk about, I'm here for you and I will answer your questions. So like this should be pretty good. I'm here for probably about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. So it should be pretty awesome. So my boot camp is going to be really great. We're going to be covering like Snowflake DBT analytics engineering here in about 2 weeks. It should be pretty great. We'll be starting on January 6th. January 6th will be the Snowflake DBT analytics engineering boot camp. And that one should be pretty epic. I'm pretty excited for that bootcamp as well. And so that should be pretty a good time that I'm excited to be building that bootcamp out for you guys. Highly recommend checking it out. It's going to be a really, really amazing time. But if you guys have any questions, I'm here to answer them. We can do any life-changing things here. I'm also down to do a couple of resume reviews. If any of you guys have like a LinkedIn kind of like review, or you want to learn more about like how to get a job or whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm here. I'm just vibing. But yeah. What's up, Fawad? Hello, Zach. How's it going, man? I'm glad you could make it. Glad you could make it. It's just an open Q&A, just casual here, just casually vibing with y'all. Like it's been an interesting journey. Like I actually canceled Claude Code today. I'm actually using something else, right? What's one common mistake teams make when applying AI to open data? When applying AI to open data, and how can they avoid it? Well, I mean, like I think a lot of times people think that like quantity of data matters more, but like really like quality of data matters the most. I think that like that's the big thing that I would be thinking about. Would be like quality is going to be more important, right? Where it's like, how do you get the right data to the right person and the right relevance? Relevance matters a lot, right? Relevance matters so much in this world that we're living in nowadays. And how do you do that? Well, you need to have evaluations, right? You need to have evaluations to understand like what is actually happening in the world that we're living in, right? So like your AI, when you ask it a certain question, it should have a certain answer, right? And then there should be tests, like evaluation tests. We cover all of that in my AI bootcamp, by the way. It's really great. Let's go to the next question. How to transition from data engineer to AI engineer and prerequisite one should have. I mean, like, well, you already have Python and SQL. AI engineer is really just a full stack engineer at the end of the day, right? It's like mostly a full stack engineer, but like it also has some other pieces to it that that would be pretty great. Like you just need to know prompt engineering, ML ops. You need to know how to do RAG. You need to like those are going to be the big things that I would say that would be good. If you have a solid Python and SQL, what would you focus on nowadays to learn AI, prompt engineering, models, like learn how to use Claude Code very effectively, build a project, right? Are you planning to apply to YC again? Probably not. We'll see. I mean, I might change my mind, but right now, probably not. Like, I don't know if it's the right fit, but like Tech Creator's coming along. Like, I really like Tech Creator, dude. Tech Creator is, I really firmly believe in the vision of it, and like I know that there's more that I need to do to make it like better, but like I don't know, man. Like I've been loving building this platform and like getting more creators on board, right? That would be the like it's something that I'm like really really bullish on. And we have many creators now on the platform, so maybe I don't even need YC to scale, and maybe I can do it without YC. So what's the best starting point for professionals entering AI through open data? I don't understand why you keep saying open data. I don't know what the hell that means. Like, so like, if you're just like a data analyst, or like, can you explain, Manaho, what you mean by open data? What makes a person a better data professional? Like, they know how to freaking link things to the business. They actually know how to like connect the dots between like the bytes that you're processing and the business outcomes that you're desiring. Like, if you don't know how to make that link, then like freaking you're gonna have um, a hard time. And so, yeah, I would say that that's going to be the big thing to be thinking about. One second, y'all. What else we got here? What do you mean by full tech? Question mark. I don't understand. Oh man, it's fun. Like it's gonna be. I'm excited though, y'all. 2026 is gonna be good. Like, it's gonna be interesting. Like, I really think I'm gonna be moving towards more of like a subscription model though, where like I mostly have people just subscribe to me, and then we do it that way, versus like the current model I have where I just do cohort, right? It's like a lot, right? It's a lot. Will you be having your data engineer bootcamp free again, like anytime soon? Just finish it, bro. You have 2 weeks. Just finish it. Why does everyone ask these questions? Like, they're always like, "Oh no, the free bootcamp's gone." You got 2 weeks, bro. 2 weeks is a lot of time, and most people are off school right now. So like, the answer is I'm not going to answer that question, because you have time. And so that would be my perspective. Is like you just finish it. What is the best data conference to go to in the world to have a great time? reInvent, AWS reInvent, hands down. I would say that the Databricks AI Summit is pretty good as well. But like, I boycotted the AI Summit this year, because like, even though it was a great time, because they didn't treat me well. And that was the right move. Boycotting it was the right move, because I ended up getting my $50,000 in credits from the boycott. But it was a lot. But those two are going to be hands down like the best ones to go to for sure. Hey, Prof. Bia. Hi, Zach. How's it going? Yeah, dang, thank you for reminding me, bro. Yeah, of course. Like I just hate when people like ask me like how long my free shit's gonna be available for, as if like I'm just gonna be like, yeah, it's available forever, so you can keep procrastinating and keep not doing it, and I will keep letting you just like, throw away your life by procrastinating, and just not getting it done. Right? That's how most people treat free content. Right? So where's the Cybertruck? It's in the parking lot downstairs. Hey, sorry, I thought I heard you say full tech earlier when you were explaining how to. Oh, that's full stack, Kara. It's full stack engineer. Full, like, data engineer or AI engineers are just spicy full stack engineers at the end of the day, right? It's just like you take like you know how to do front end, you know how to do back end, and you know how to do like things like that. Like, what's the best field for a data analyst to upskill into? AI, like, duh, or data engineer. Like, data engineer and AI are the only things that are going to be left. At the end of the day, like, we're going to have two fields. Like, there's only going to be two fields, like data engineering, data analyst, data scientist, AI engineer. They're all going to go away. And the only things that are going to be left are you're going to have one side, which is going to be context engineer, which is going to be the person who builds up all of the data and information to build a context for an AI. And then you have the application engineer, which is the one who actually wires up the AI to do things. So yeah, that's all that's going to be left. Give it 5 years, give it 5-10 years, and like everyone will either be like a context engineer or an application engineer, and that's it. Those are the only choices. Like, that's all you have left. So so you better be picking like data engineering or AI engineering going forward, because data engineering is going to be where you really can shine in terms of like building up context. And then AI engineering is where you can really shine and where you can build applications. So I don't know, like that's really all that's going to be left, right? Especially as things get more and more and more kind of intense, right? So yeah, but like it was great. I canceled my Claude Code subscription, and I'm using this new tool called Addle, and Addle is freaking really sick. I like Addle a lot. Like I would definitely check out Addle as well. So if you go to like, so there's a website sylph.ai. If you go here, sylph.ai, you can join the wait list to join Addle. It's in beta right now, but like it will be released to everyone pretty soon. And it's better than Claude Code. It's crazy. It's like freaking, I've been playing around with it and like it's actually pretty freaking good. So highly recommend checking that out and joining the wait list so you can actually like get into it. It's a very good productivity tool. Like I build Data Expert with it. I do all sorts of good stuff with it now. And so definitely check that out as you kind of like are thinking about things. Yeah, but you know, I'm here to answer any questions that y'all have, right? You know, I'm vibing for at least another like 80 minutes or so. So like it's very interesting to think about, right? Are you an expert? Pretty bold from you to say such stuff. Yeah, like I freaking worked in big tech for 8 years. I worked at Facebook, I worked at Netflix, I worked at Airbnb. I freaking I have the credentials to back it up, right? You got me into data engineering, Zach. Thank you for that. Yeah, for sure, Shri. I appreciate that you freaking are doing that, right? That would be good. Yeah. Are you an expert? Pretty bold for you to say such stuff. I mean, yeah. I obviously even the CEOs, the like Anthropic CEO said that by the end of 2025, all coding would be done by agents, and that's a lie, right? So even the experts get it fucking wrong. So like everyone can make their predictions, and I don't know. I feel like I am making predictions that are a little bit more hedged. I don't have like crazy bold predictions. I'm just saying that like a lot of these roles are going to combine, right? Any tips, resources to start a data analytics company? Yeah, like you need sales. You need sales. Like you have to have a brand. You have to be able to like essentially convince people that you're the best option and like that you have a track record. So like, how are you like what is your top of funnel? What is your top of funnel? Kara, I'm glad that you got into data engineering, dude. That's great. And I'm hoping to get more people into data engineering. That's like literally like it's growing. Like it's one of those things like that's what the context is, right? Because AI without good data is just garbage. It's insane, right? Can you explain the difference between Netflix and Meta data engineering interviews? Sure. Netflix and Meta are different. Keeping in mind that I interviewed at these companies 9 fucking years ago, so like based on my experience, things might have be different now, but like they are not for the most part. So the metadata engineer role is a lot closer to an analytics engineer role, whereas the Netflix data engineer role is closer to a software engineer role. So Meta is going to be you're going to have a little bit more SQL, a little bit more like business sense, a little bit more talk about analytics and experimentation, right? Whereas software engineer, you're going to get way more system design, way more data structures and algorithms, way more. I was asked like 3 Python questions in my Netflix interview. It was a lot. It was kind of unbelievable. And then Netflix also puts a very strong emphasis on culture because Netflix's culture is very unique and like it doesn't fit with most people. Most people actually will not fit in Netflix's culture. So more people fit in Meta's culture than Netflix's culture, right? Yeah, that'd be the way to do it. What ADHD pattern caused you the most trouble early in your career? Just giving up and quitting and just getting very frustrated and angry when I just need to like not do that, right? And that would be the other big perspective I would be thinking about. Yeah, is just like really having your emotional regulation. I feel like another one that really caused me a lot of trouble, but also gave me a lot of success was hyperfocus, where I would just focus and focus and focus and focus and focus on a problem until it was solved. And that was just like really intense. And it gave me success, but it also caused me a lot of suffering because like I was just like giving up everything. I was not like enjoying my life in any substantial way. And I was just freaking vibing, right? And just like working all the time. And that like was good. I mean, I think that that's actually something that caused me a lot of value in my career as well, right? It's like kind of a mixed bag, right? Like how things actually end up working out. But how about Airbnb's interview? You have mentioned before that your experience there was the best out of all the companies you work for. Yeah, I mean, like Airbnb's interview was great. It was very similar to Netflix's interview. Not as much emphasis on culture because Airbnb's interview is a little bit more accepting culture. It's not as like cutthroat of a culture. A lot of Airbnb and Netflix have the exact same expectations of their data engineers. Like they need to be very good. Like Netflix and Airbnb, I coded in Scala for freaking like years, right? I did like freaking lots of Scala, lots of build, lots of stuff like that, right? So that would be the big thing is just like understanding that the data engineer interview at Airbnb and Netflix is going to be very similar to the SWE interview. So and then the one at Meta is a little bit easier, right? Recently, IBM CEO talked about AI should be practice and business focused. He also raised the concern about the economics of massive AI infrastructure. Your take on this would be appreciated. That's just such a broad question. Like, yeah, AI should be like AI thrives under constraints, right? The whole idea of like, I just don't think of like, the whole idea of like AGI is something that like I don't like. It's an interesting North Star metric, but like at the end of the day, like if you just let your AI do anything, it's just going to be a disaster because if your AI does anything, it's just going to like give people 99% off discounts. It's going to, create porn for people. It's going to freaking do all sorts of, and if you think about like, if OpenAI just let the AI and it had no guardrails and you could just do whatever the hell you wanted with it, then like, obviously that'd be terrible. Right. So like the more and more constraints that you put on your AI, the better. And we talk about that in my AI bootcamp. We spend like freaking 2 weeks on that, on like how to put guardrails and evaluation criteria into your AI so that you're actually able to have a much better experience. So definitely recommend checking out my AI bootcamp. Our next one is in March. You can also just join the subscription product if you want to just join the subscription product, and you can take my AI bootcamp self-paced as well. It's another, and you can do that even today. Why do you think ML engineer and data scientist is not going to be important anymore in the future? Won't you also need a solutions engineer and a sales engineer? Yeah, like I don't give a shit about solutions engineers and sales engineers because that's just not my field. I talk about ML engineer, AI engineer, data scientist, data engineer, and data analyst. Those 5. Everything outside of that, I do not cover and do not give a shit about, and I don't cover at all. And those roles matter, yeah, but like freaking, it doesn't matter for my context, my audience. You know what percent of my audience is a sales engineer? Like 0%. Like so I just don't give a shit about like talking about those roles because it doesn't matter to me, right? Because it's just like, okay, cool, great, that role exists, right? Just like I don't talk about PM, right? PM, okay, great, that role exists, right? And it's like, yeah, like they are going to be important. Like this is where like people like get titles wrong. The skill set of ML engineer and data scientist will always be important, but the title might change, right? The title might be different, right? Just like how analytics engineer didn't exist like 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago. It was just like a data analyst who knew pipelines. That was the title. And now analytics engineer works. So data analysts who know pipelines get paid more, right? But it's still the same person. They still have the same skills, right? It's not like oh, just because a data analyst becomes an analytics engineer doesn't mean that data analyst skills are now not important, right? All skills are always important. That's the thing that like you guys got to understand. Like you got to keep learning more. It's not like, oh, I can forget these things and now do these things. No, you got to just keep learning more. That's how it always works, right? When you pick tech as a field, you sign up for a lifetime of learning, right? That's literally what they say when you go and get your computer science degree. They're like, you signed up for a lifetime of learning, right? And yeah, you did. So you're going to keep learning, right? And so that's the way to be thinking about it. Is it better to build a side project that makes money? I think that makes, I have no idea what that makes. I think that's money. I don't know what MKN is, but like, yeah, why not build a side project that makes money, right? I hope this question comes across as a rude one. You are so good in tech and it pays very well at your level. I wonder what's your motivation to not continue that way? Okay. Here, you want to see my motivation to not continue that way? Okay. So here you go. $1.6 million right there. $1.6 million right there. Okay. You see that? $1.6 million. Do you know tech is not going to fucking pay that? Tech is not going to pay that. There's your answer. It doesn't come off as rude, right? So, and if I went and worked in tech, I would have to give up a lot of that, right? Right. So, what's your motivation to not continue that way? That is my motivation right there. $1.6 million, right? So like in tech, I can make like 700K or 800K, right? If I get a job at OpenAI, I'll make like 800K, right? So I can go back to tech and make half as much money. So it's like, yay, I'm poor, right? Like, fuck, man. Like, why the fuck would I go back, right? Do you think we're genuinely at a point where AI tools can take an Android app from idea to production? We're getting there. I think Lovable is getting there. Like it depends on how complex the app is. Some Android apps are not meant to be rude. Of course not. Like people, I know it's not meant to be rude. I'm just saying that like being a business owner is dramatically better than working in tech. It's just, it's a whole different game. It's a whole different game. Like right now, my business passively makes what I made in big tech. I make about 700K passively. I don't even have to run a boot camp and I make 700K, right? So like, why would I go back to big tech? You know, like, like that's like, even if I do nothing, that's what I'm doing. Like, I would rather just go and chill in the ocean and freaking go on vacation than like go back and work at Meta and make Mark Zuckerberg more money, right? Like, I know it's different for other people because like you guys haven't built your business and built your careers, but like that's just how it works, right? That's how life works, right? What type of project is better to impress recruiters? A side project that makes little to no money or a very interesting project? Like probably a very interesting project. Like a project that has users is always better. A project that has users is always going to be better, right? But like it doesn't necessarily need to make money, right? Have you ever considered getting your Excel skills endorsed to the maximum by asking people to endorse you? I'm bad at Excel though. I feel like freaking if I got that would be a lie. That'd be just a gigantic lie. And so like I don't think that that's a good idea. Like it could be a good idea, but like I don't know. That's that would be the way. Why do most data engineers not build AI solutions today, and what steps should they take to evolve into AI engineers? Well, most data engineers don't build AI solutions because they're not asked to do it. Because engineers do what they're told. Engineers do what they're told, and most data engineers are still told to build data pipelines, right? And like, why aren't they building AI solutions? Because just because you have a hammer, not everything is a nail. Not every problem needs to be solved with fucking AI, right? That's like a thing that like I think is super important, right? How do I become a great analytics engineer using DBT? Just got a new role. Take my boot camp, bro. Take my boot camp. Ask your company to freaking take my boot camp, right? That would be exactly what you should do. Here, let me show you what I mean. I'm just gonna go to that real quick, and you can kind of like I'm gonna give you a perspective here. So so if you go down here, we have this winter snowflake snowflake and DBT boot camp. This is a great place to go, right? Like we're gonna talk about Airflow, advanced Snowflake, analytical patterns, DBT basics, advanced DBT, and then we have like you can see what the previous cohorts looked like. And we're gonna talk about like change data capture. We're gonna talk about like spec building and how to build very very good pipelines. This would be a very very good place to go if you want to like. There's been people who do that, right? I get that you sign up for a lifetime of learning in tech, but you also need to be good in the area you are in. You don't want a person that knows very little of everything. Why not? I'm a person who knows very little of everything. That's literally me. That's literally me. Like I know how to do sales. I know how to do marketing. I know how to do content. I know how to do data engineering. I know how to do AI engineering. And like I literally do a little bit of everything. That's like I don't know if I like breadth versus depth, right? Sure, I know data engineering a little bit more, but like freaking like I that's literally like, yeah, you want to focus on one first, right? Get really good at one thing first, and that will allow you to do that. But like, I mean, that's where like focusing on analytics is really going to be a really good place, right? So like, like I would say like that's where this boot camp is so good. It's such a good one. Like my friend Hitesh, he took the boot camp and he 6x his salary, dude. It was crazy. And he moved from India to Dubai and he freaking just crushed it. And Preeti freaking got a job at Meta, right? It's freaking crazy. Do you think DE would eventually be automated by AI? No. And companies would just hire one AI engineers to set the DE system? No. Just no. Like it really discredits the idea that like data work matters, right? Because like there's so much in data that matters, right? And there's so much data work that matters that like you got to understand that like it just comes back to like what you mean by automated by. Like I think that like if you're a data engineer who just builds pipelines, if that's your whole job and you just write SQL and that's all you do, and that's the only skill that you have is writing SQL and like deploying the Airflow jobs, you're cooked, bro. You're fucking cooked. Like correct. And those jobs are going away, right? But like DE as a whole is very broad. It's a very broad skill and it's a very broad place to be. So like definitely don't think that like that's the way that would actually happen like in the future, right? Is like I know my role at Airbnb will still be there. I know like there's because it's like at the end of the day, like if you're a very good DE, you're going to be able to guide business decisions and guide business processes, right? Like for me as a DE, I changed like when I worked at Airbnb, right? They were like, what does available mean? What does available mean? And guess what? That's a subjective question. So when an Airbnb is available, what is that the hard-coded business definition behind that, right? And that's not something that AI can like really necessarily do. That's something that usually needs to be done via consensus, right? So like if you're not having conversations and all you're doing is like sitting in a corner and writing ETL, like you're fucking cooked, bro. Yeah, correct, right? I want to break into data career, but which one can I pick between data analyst and engineering? Do analyst. Seems like product manager role, tech lead, data engineer roles are converging, especially with AI being able to handle much of the legwork. Are you seeing a demand for an all-in-one role? Thoughts? I like the solopreneur role, like because you could even do more of that, right? You have product manager, tech lead, data engineer, full stack engineer, and content creator, and then AI just creates all of that, and that's what I'm doing, right? And so like I know for me, like I will continue to make millions and millions of dollars a year because I freaking am like I don't need to hire very many people, right? Because my business can operate extremely efficiently because I just don't need to hire, right? Which is nice. What advice would you give to a beginner who wants to pursue a career in data engineering? What tools he should learn first? Airflow, Python, like Databricks or Snowflake. That's where like these boot camps are a good choice, right? So I have the Snowflake boot camp that starts January 6th, but then I also have the Databricks one that starts February 9th. So these two boot camps are going to be really, really solid choices that I would highly recommend checking out. Like they're really, really good choices. You think ADHD creativity helps you spot market gaps and others tend to miss? Yep. And would that push you towards startups? Yep. If you have ADHD, you're 700% more likely to start your own business. 700%. So yeah, correct. That would be the way to be thinking about it. And like, I highly recommend like if you're thinking about like really investing in yourself, like most of the time, like this boot camp, this like, and if you want to really, really challenge yourself here, you can do this 15-week challenge where you do the Databricks. You're gonna do Databricks and Snowflake, and then we also have an AI. We have an AI engineering boot camp, and like that one is really, really good. Why do you say pick analytics engineering or pick data analytics? Because it's easier to get into. Yes, AI will eliminate some jobs, but we all still need to know how to do this stuff in case an opportunity comes up. AI will do the compute, but humans are still critical. Yeah, especially for the time being. I mean, like for the next like 5-10 years, humans are going to be very, very critical. And the ones that learn AI are going to crush the ones that don't learn AI. That's why I'm teaching AI to make you guys learn, right? So that you guys can actually freaking learn and like, not be scared, not be like, oh, is data engineering going away? Is data analytics going away? It's like, bro, right? Right. But you were hired as a data engineer. You would need more statistics and mathematics for ML and AI than for data engineering. They are different areas that are for. I have a degree in math, bro. I have a degree, TVVT. I have a degree in math. I know statistics and mathematics. You don't need statistics and mathematics for an AI role. You really don't. Like in my AI, so I have taught 2 AI engineering boot camps, and we cover 0 statistics in both of them, right? And so if we don't cover statistics in the boot camp, then like what do you mean? Like it's like, and there's people who've gotten roles, right? Yeah. Zach has an amazing AI bootcamp, intensive but a great learning curve. Would encourage to join data expert courses. Thank you, Rajat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the love. Yeah, Rajat he crushed it. He really, really did crush it, and I'm excited. Rajat, I need to freaking send out the email. We're gonna do the capstone presentation tomorrow, so I need to like actually send out that email of like we're doing that. Freaking my holiday freaking energy has been so chaotic. So, can we still have the boot camp for January? Fuck no, definitely not. Get it done. Was there ever a moment where you encountered a problem which was completely out of your control? It doesn't have to be a technical one. Yeah, I mean, there's always that the case, right? Like it's like freaking when I found at Netflix, right? There's like the 2 orgs merged, data science and data engineering merged into one org, and like it completely changed the culture of the org, and it really made the data scientists feel like above the data engineer. And like, what was I supposed to do? I can't like be like, no, the culture here is wrong. You either have to accept the culture or leave, right? And so it definitely felt like something outside of my control, right? On a high level, how should a senior data engineer level up staff? Message me and we can talk. But like for the most part, like there's a couple different perspectives, right? It's like you have to be a leader, you have to mentor people, you have to grow people, you have to know architecture, you have to really link things to business outcomes. If you link things to business outcomes and you do all of that stuff, that'd be great. What do you think about Talon Cloud? I'm not a big fan of low code tools. Low code and no code tools are just not my favorite. I feel like low code and no code tools are where careers go to die. There's so many engineers who are like stuck in Talend and Informatica, right? Can a fresher get a job by learning Snowflake? Why not? Like probably in a data analytics job, but it's going to be like, this question is so broad, and it's like maybe like there's a good, like if you learn it and build a good project, yeah. So you don't believe that you need to know matrix calculations for ML and AI? If you do random forest, SVM, logistics, regression, linear regression, you need to understand statistics and mathematics. Yeah, but like you got to understand that like a lot of AI engineering roles nowadays are just prompting Chat GPT, right? Like TVVT, like I think you're missing it. You're so close, but missing it, right? It's like you don't need to learn that stuff to be an AI engineer. You just need to know how to prompt effectively. You need to know how to build evaluations. You need, like, that stuff is great if you want to build your own models. But most AI engineering roles nowadays are using either like the provider models, Anthropic, ChatGPT, Gemini, or Grok, or they're using open source models like Llama or Mistral, right? And like that's literally it, right? That's literally it, right? And so like you don't really need to know any of that, right? So yeah, like, and I've had many people go through my bootcamp who don't know any of those statistical skills, and they are now AI engineers. So like, and that's something that's different. Like that's why AI engineer and ML engineer are going to be different roles. They're different roles. Like they're actually different in some very significant ways, where like you don't need as much of the fundamental statistical underpinnings to get an AI engineer role. For some of them you do. So for some of them you don't. It's a very new field. So like me being like, this is what you need, this is what you don't need, is very stupid, because like you need to look at the job posting specifically, right? How do you become a good data tech lead, right? That's a great question. How do you become a good data tech lead? Leadership. I have to control the whole analytics cycle. Well, you got to make sure to delegate, right? I feel like that's where I messed up, is that like you have to be able to know what is your work and what is other people's work, right? That is going to be the big thing that I would say. Okay. So Carlos is saying, what prompts do you use the most? Is it possible? Can I, like, 1 second? Let me see if I can actually, like, can I open? Oh no, I can only, I'd have to kill the live. Like I'm on a new laptop, so I can't share my screen. I can only share a Chrome screen. So I guess I could probably show it here. Just give me 1 second. I'll get you there. So let me share. So this is my like project, right, where I have Tech Creator Zilla. This is pretty good. So if we go to like lib, and then we go to jobs, jobs, then we go grading, use cases, process submission. So in here, there's like we're gonna build a prompt, right? This is where like we end up, we should have a prompt builder here somewhere, right? Where is it? So this is where we have our messages. Where's the system prompt? Oh no, the system prompt is already part of this, but then user prompt should be in here, right? Where's user prompt? Oh, generate prompt. Can we like click into this guy? Where's this guy? Generate prompt. He's in here. Okay, so this is going to be our prompt where we actually, okay, build submission prompt is in here. Okay, here it is. So it's like, please provide your feedback directly to the student. If I've made mistakes in the setup of this request, please make it clear to what the information is that they need to remedy the solution, and then make sure to give a final grade at the end of the submission in JSON format, right? And so this is going to be my prompt. This prompt has ran like 1,000,000 times. This is just like the prompt I use to grade students' homework, right? So then this, you'll notice this prompt looks kind of funky because it also has the text, right? So we need to get the actual, here's the submission data. So we join all of these together, right? We have the directional feedback, the grading reminder, and then the actual submission data. So then this will all come together. And then you use this in conjunction with a system prompt, right? You saw how like there was that system prompt, right? That was in here. This generate prompt, this system prompt. But this is provided by the instructor. So this is on for each individual homework grading assignment. Then like they will supply the system prompt. And then those two prompts come together. And then that is like how Tech Creator works, right? That is, I'd say that's going to be by far the most used prompt. But do you offer data analyst bootcamp that stand out in this AI era? Yeah, take the analytics engineering bootcamp, bro. Like I don't do data analyst. Data analyst, go freaking learn from freaking Alex the analyst if you want to do data analyst. Like I'm not the guy. I'm not going to teach you Tableau or Power BI or fucking Excel, right? Just take analytics engineering. Is there a way to monetize interesting and hard projects like ML infrastructure and distributed ML projects? Yeah, like if it produces business value, yeah, like you got to understand how to do sales and marketing. If you don't know sales and marketing, you're cooked, bro. So like it doesn't matter even if you build a very, very good project. Like if you build it, they most certainly will not come. It's just how it works. This is the nature of how the world works, right? So like you have to be able to convince people that your thing is valuable. So first off, you have to build something valuable and then convince people that it's valuable. Just like I do with my bootcamp, right? I convince you guys that my bootcamp is valuable and then people buy. And then I am able to build a business on top of that. So like that's literally what I'm trying to do with you guys here, right? Is we are talking and blabbing on about different things. And that would be a way to do it. But AI makes a lot of miscalculations when you perform ML. Yeah, you're right. That's why you need evaluation criteria so that you can kind of constrain your AI so that it only does what you want it to do and not other random shit. And like the better, and that's where AI, like if you root it in the right context. So that's why context engineering matters so much, right? So you have, so if you root your AI in enough context, then the miscalculations are going to go down dramatically, right? Because it has the right information. So that's where you need to know about RAG and re-ranking and chunking and like vector databases and embedding models and all of that stuff. That's going to be the things that really matter a lot for like making your AI actually work. And a lot of that stuff actually is still very art and not science. It's not very and so like then you build an evaluation criteria where you're like, if I prompt my AI with this with these words, I should expect this outcome. Like it's like make a PR. Okay, make a PR, right? And it's like, and it will actually it will make that outcome. And then you check to see, okay, those tool calls were actually called, right? Do you have any comment for the Apache gluten plugin? I don't know what the hell Apache gluten is. Like that sounds like some bread. I don't know. Let's get that bread. Does a mid-level engineer should be dragged to infrastructure conversations with infra guys? Yes. Like that is what you want to be thinking about, right? Infrastructure conversation. If you're a mid-level engineer, learning about infrastructure is how you become a senior engineer. If you don't, like, I hate that you say like dragged in, right? Why did you use TypeScript for grading evaluation? Because TypeScript is the best. I love TypeScript. Like, I'm not a Python guy. I fucking hate Python. Like, I teach Python. I teach Python for data engineering, and it's what is used for data engineering. I don't like that it's used for data engineering, but it is what is used for data engineering. But like Tech Creator and my whole platform is end-to-end TypeScript, front end, back end, everything TypeScript, right? So like we're going to use TypeScript, right? And like I love TypeScript. TypeScript, did you know TypeScript is 17 times faster than Python? Did you know that? 17 times. So like, and it's still shit compared to Rust, you know, because then Rust is like 5 times faster than TypeScript. And so Rust is like, I think like 70 times faster than Python. So it's like kind of crazy, right? So it's like, why the hell would you use freaking Python, man, for building your freaking applications? When you say context engineering, is it then not just prompt engineering? No, it's not prompt engineering, because like prompt engineering is like prompt engineering is very basic, right? Context engineering is like, how do you provide the right information, right? And you're right, it is like you end up putting it into a prompt, right? But like sometimes it's the retrieval, right? RAG, retrieval augmented generation. So the R in RAG, retrieval, is like, how do you get the right information based on the query? Right? How do you get the right information based on the query? So RAG, R, augmented, which is prompt engineering, right? That's how do you add that context into the prompt, augment the prompt. And then generation is what model do you use? How do you call the model? All those different things, right? Can we still pay for the community bootcamp for the next 2 months? Yeah, if you pay, yeah, 100%. It will be available for 2 months, like if you pay. We will be talking about that in like a week here in just a little bit, right? Because we will be taking it offline, and we will be moving it to a paid model again, right? So is there anything about data software engineering that still excites you today? Yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of things. It's like the ability to write things very quickly, the ability to which is a great thing. Data engineering is still moving, like Lakehouse architecture. Apache Iceberg is still very early. We're going to get to a point where Apache Iceberg will be like the backbone of all AI. That would be the way to do it. How fast is Java compared to Python? About 60 times faster. Java shits on Python. Python is the absolute most dog shit, dog water freaking thing, right? Did you use TypeScript in your previous jobs? Never. I only used Python and Scala, and a little bit of PHP at Facebook. What's the best way to gain experience and secure an entry level data engineering role in countries with limited opportunities? I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, I would say go on Upwork and try to like pitch and build a brand, make content, get visible on social media, right? Like, give tons of free value, and that will get you further along, right? Microsoft Fabric uses SQL, Python, and a UI where you can just drag and drop a field that does what you want, for loop and join and more. Yeah, and that's why I don't teach Microsoft fucking Fabric, because it's a low code, no code platform that is low code, no code platforms are where careers go to die, right? So yeah, that's why I will never teach Fabric, right? How deep should a data engineer go on infrastructure concepts, and what are the go? So like, I mean, they should know infrastructure concepts like billing, cloud, distributed compute, Spark EMR, right? Like, it all depends on like what your goals are. Like, I think this is a great example of another question where it's like, depends on what your goals are. Like, if you want to become more of a business oriented data engineer or a freaking infrastructure oriented engineer, they both are great, right? And so like, yeah. Are you in SF currently? Yeah, I'm in SF for at least another month. I'm going to be moving out of this apartment at the end of January. Then we'll see that. I'm a senior AE on the East Coast, but getting West Coast pay, considering moving to SF because it is nice, but not sure about the costs. Yeah, just get a roommate, dude. Like, it's like, if you get a roommate, then like costs don't fucking matter, dude. Like, it's the same. Like, it's the same. Just move out here. You'll love it. When we can hang out and we can like freaking go party. All right, super. Just like recognize that like you can move to SF and literally be my best friend. And like, but then if you were like, but what about rent? I'll be like, no broke boys allowed. All right, that's just chill. I pay $6,500 for rent here, but I have a roommate, so like with my roommate I pay like $4K, so it's like not that bad. It's really not that bad. And like, I live in like one of the most expensive bougie ass fucking places in all of SF. So like, I mean, it is what it is. Thoughts on medallion data structure versus DBT? They're like the same fucking thing for the most part. Like, whether you call it bronze, silver, gold, whatever, like it is what it is, right? So I like staging better. Like, I like marts and staging. I think it's a clearer picture, because I feel like bronze, silver, gold is like very like, it's hard to wrap your head, because sometimes like, is this bronze? Is this gold? Is this silver? Right? I don't know. Is Rust making its way into data engineering yet? Yes. Have you guys used polars before? Right. But Rust is never going to be the main language of data engineering ever. Right. Because like, Rust is super annoying to learn. I don't know if you know that. Like, Rust is super fucking annoying to learn. How Rust is going to show up in data engineering is, have you guys heard of Lake Sail? Lake Sail is I'm bullish on Lake Sail. Lake Sail is like a Rust rewrite of Spark, right? And that would be the way that it would kind of work, right? I'm still wondering about your thoughts on Apache NiFi. It's decent. I don't know. Like, I'm currently sitting at 170K. From what I see, that is still comfortable out there. Yeah, 170K is great, dude. You're crushing it. Like, if you're doing 170K, like, you're murdering it, bro. Like, just know that like, you can come out here and you can live happily ever after, right? So definitely, if we start the community bootcamp now and move to the pay model, can we continue from where we stopped? Yes. All of your progress will be saved. All of the progress will be saved. Exactly right. Right. Yeah. That's the way to be thinking about it, right? Like, yeah, I think I am the exception. I picked up Rust super fast. Like, yeah, but like, it's not what you want to like build pipelines in, because Rust still has like a lot of like requirements and concerns, whereas like Python is just like, you can write the same thing in Python that will be like way more lines of code in Rust, right? Rust is a less expressive language than Python, right? If I was to start learning data engineering, where should I start and what should I aim to learn? Well, if you already know Python, I would hope you know Python or SQL or something. If you don't know SQL, you have to know SQL. I don't know where you're at as a software engineer. Those different types of software engineers don't really use SQL very much. So if you learn SQL, then you probably either know Python or Java already. Then you need to pick up like distributed compute, learn like Snowflake, BigQuery, DBT, or Snowflake, BigQuery, freaking Spark, one of those, right? I'd say that that's better. Hey, so isn't ELT inherently more expensive than ETL? The tools like DBT does not feel suitable for small B2C companies. I disagree. ELT, like, yeah, ELT is more expensive, but then like it's cheaper too, though, right? Because like, one of the things is like, if you transform the data and then like you got it wrong and then you lost the raw data, having the raw data is very, very important, because then like if you make any logic errors or you make any ETL errors, then you can always go back to the raw data and start over, right? And so like you're right, ELT is more expensive because like you are holding on to more data, but storage is generally speaking pretty cheap. Storage is very cheap compared to engineering time, by the way, and it's extremely cheap compared to losing data, right? And so like that's like you're right that it's more expensive, but it's only more expensive in the cloud versus like the costs that are hard to measure, like engineering time, losing data risk, right? And like these other problems that like are harder to measure. So like no, it is very much, you know, suitable for B2C companies. I do ELT, Data Expert does ELT, and I'm a B2C freaking company, right? So like just remember that, right? As you're kind of like learning and growing here, right? That's like that is the like there's more costs than just freaking cloud costs, right? Cloud costs are usually like one of the lesser concerns, right? So like that's one of the things I would say to like to be going through, right, as you're like building out stuff, right? So anyways, I actually just we're gonna add for the till the end of the live here, we have a pretty interesting coupon code here. You can do dataexpert.io/pre-Christmas. So this can get you 40% off. You can get 40% off anything on Data Expert. So highly recommend checking it out. That's going to be some really, really good options, right? Like I just want to go over a couple of the options that you can potentially go through, right? So you can join here and it will be like $4,000, or you can join this, it'll be like 1,800, right? This will be 1,800. Or you can join like the subscription projects. Like so like this content pass is pretty great. So you can check out all my materials here for very cheap, right? So we can do code equals pre-Christmas. So like you'll see like you can actually get all of my materials for freaking $40 a month if you pay annually, or $60 a month if you do monthly. So, and this is a really great project that you can potentially, this is a really great product that you can take to like really learn a lot of materials. Like it's a really great place, I'd say, right? So anyways, I don't want to get too salesy in the live. I just wanted to like kind of go over that with you guys for a second. So just check it out. Pre-Christmas is the code. Where do you see the biggest opportunity for new data engineers to build high impact RAG systems, really taking unstructured data, right? Reusable data service right now in health field. Like, so health field has a lot of unstructured data in terms of like PDFs and documents and prescriptions from doctors, all that stuff, right? Content pass for the community. Yeah, if you join the content pass, you can get that, right? That's for the year, the discount. Yeah, it is. Like, well, it's going to be like, well, it'll be six. So you can get $40 a month. So the year would be like $400, right? It'd be like, roughly speaking, right? The Fed is printing money again. When do you think this all thing is going to pop? I don't think it's going to pop for a while. I think we actually have a lot of upstream here that's going to happen. And know that like the content pass does have a three-day free trial that you guys can try out. So like it's like no risk to you guys, really no risk, right? You can just try it out. And yeah, I'm an aspiring data scientist. How to gain better understanding maths concepts about how things work. Online is very unstructured. Should I read books? Transitioning from psychology to DS. Like I would say that, yeah, just like books are good. I would say I like courses better. I like courses and communities better. I want to like do more like hard math concepts and teaching hard math concepts, right? That'd be another way to do it, right? How many of the people that take the courses got a job afterwards, and do you follow on it? I get that you don't guarantee a job after the course, but you offer stats on it. Yeah, it's like, I mean, like first off, it's very difficult to answer that question because like 80% of the people who take my courses already have a job. So do you include those people or do you not include those people, right? And it's like, well, like if you include, so like essentially, I like to think of it as about 25 to 30% of people who take my course will get a promotion or a new job within a year. So it's about 30-ish% get it within a year. And I'm still looking and measuring out 2 to 3 years to see like what ends up happening for people further down the line, right? Zach, if I'm enrolled in the 15-week course, can I still get winter data engineering course too? Or would that be a separate purchase? You get that too. Yeah, no, the 15-week, so the 15-week course gets you all of it, right? So let me explain that. Let me go back to the front, right? So you get the data engineering. So the 15-week course gets you the data engineering course, it gets you the Snowflake course, and it gets you the AI engineering course. It gets you these three. It gets you all three of these. You just join all three, and like you get a lot of value from it. It's a lot of value. Like it's I highly recommend. That's really the cheapest way to go, because then like you get all this. You're gonna 15 speakers. It's gonna be like amazing, right? And we're gonna help you with mentor support. We don't offer as much one-on-one mentor support for like the individual boot camps, but like if you join the whole challenge and actually like want to change your life, the 15-week program is the way to go, for sure, right? But yeah, and you know right now, like this, like you can actually join all of this for much cheaper, right? That's not this. Oh, one second. What's going on right now? Data expert. Let's go. Right. So the prices are actually going to look more like this, right? So you'll see this like the winter Databricks bootcamp 1,800, the 15-week challenge is 4,500, right? And the Snowflake challenge is 1,800, right? So yeah, definitely, it's a very solid way to invest in yourself. So this code is valid for the next 2 days. So if you guys are interested, definitely recommend checking it out. As well as like, you know, we have the all access subscription. This one is really good. Where like you can get 40% off this as well. And this has a lot of really solid material, 250 hours of content. And you get immediate access to Databricks, Astronomer, Discord, GitHub, AWS, Snowflake, and OpenAI. You get all of these platforms for free, right? If you join, like you don't have to make any free trial accounts. Like it's really sick. Like that's actually one of the things that's like, if you're really looking to invest in yourself in 2026, like this is definitely one of the strategies that would work pretty freaking well for you guys. Like and this one's not that much money really, like freaking 200, you can do $200 a month, or you can do 1,500 a year. And that can, but remember, this is with the code though, it's even less, right? Because if you put your code in, then you get 40% off, right? So then this was, you know, you'll see it's actually like $900 a year, or $1,200 or $120 a month. That can be another really great way to go. So, but you know, I'm still here answering any other questions that y'all have about data engineering, data science. Remember, the code for 40% off here is pre-Christmas. So the topics of data centers in the space is interesting. What's your opinion? Data centers are super important. They're super freaking important. They are. They're going to be a big part of like necessary compute and necessary like what should I say here? Like we need to scale up, right? We have to scale up. We have to keep building and keep growing our society, and like offering AI more, right? Because there's so much opportunity, right? So, you know, I'm between beginner to intermediate data engineer. Does AI engineer have any prerequisites, or should I just enroll myself into it? You would be a great fit if you are between beginner to intermediate and you know Python. As long as you know some Python, then you would be a great fit for the AI engineering. You would be able to learn my AI engineering course pretty quickly, for sure, 100%. Like and like that's what's cool about these roles is data engineer already has like the Python skills necessary to be a good AI engineer. So like you can do it that way, right? Definitely do it that way. It's interesting how there's so many different ways you can do it, right? Like I love how like TypeScript. I mean to ask, what's the difficulty level? Well, for you, it will be a ramp up. It will definitely take some time to learn. It's not going to be like super easy, right? And that's the whole point. Is it's supposed to be kind of difficult. Beyond the fundamentals, which tools would you choose to master for an intermediate data engineer role, like Airflow, Databricks, DBT? Airflow, those three, exactly. You just named the right ones. Airflow, Databricks, DBT are great. Like maybe Snowflake, maybe like Kafka and Flink if you want to go more like real time. If you want to get like really deep into like the weeds, that would be the other strategy that could really potentially work out. What else is there? I would say those are going to be the big ones. For someone transitioning from a non-technical background, what is the best structured path to learn a math and core concepts behind data science and AI? A freaking degree, or like I don't know. Like I would say like I got a math degree, right? Yeah. So Python is for sure going to be a requirement for AI. Yes. I mean, you could do it with TypeScript too, right? I mean, like you need a language beyond SQL though. You need like either like TypeScript, Python, Rust, Kotlin, Go, like probably one of those. Python, Rust, Kotlin, Go, JavaScript. Yeah. I don't know, like what distinguishes a great AE from a decent one? I think a couple things. Like one is gathering enough requirements and being good at data modeling, like and actually like making like decisions that like are business informed. So like you actually think through like, okay, I'm not just writing pipelines, but I'm actually like changing the business outcomes and like because it's like a good AE is only as good as the decisions that they change, right? If that makes sense. Like if you're not making any changes in your decision making processes, then you aren't. What I'm trying to say here, you're not being a good AE. You're just moving bytes around, right? And you're not actually like changing decisions. So the more decisions that you can change, the more powerful of an AE that you will be. And that, I mean, the analytics engineering bootcamp that's launching in 4 weeks is going to be really, really good. It's going to be really, really, really good. I'm excited for everyone. Remember, enrollment ends on December 31st. We are not doing any January enrollments. Like you have to freaking enroll this year. You have to enroll this year for sure if you want to actually join. For the guy that asked for AI mathematics, here's a PDF from the internet for free. Load. Yeah, you can. Yeah, but like, I don't know, man. Just like recommending books is like one way to go, but like freaking at the end of the day, like you only get good at mathematics if you apply it. If you actually like build, just like if you just like you can read software engineering books, but then you're not really a good software engineer unless you actually build applications, right? I love DE, but the problem is that the role isn't as valued in Europe as DS or ML. Business-facing roles that require strategic thinking tend to be valued the most. Yeah. Then move to America. Move to America. DE is super valued in America. Like I agree. That's why I would never, ever, ever in a million years live in Europe, right? Because I would rather like keep grinding my face off here in America, where like you can make the most money you can possibly make. It's really great. It's really great. The upside in America is a lot better. Talk about horror stories from the workplace. Like, did you ever come across a psychopath? That's just negative, bro. Like, I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, dude, this is like, it's wild. So I have about another 30 minutes here, right? That I would say before we are done with the live. We're done with the live, and we'll be able to keep growing and keep building. And hope some of you guys take me up on my challenge, because I think it will be a very, very solid way to build up and get more skills and get ready for 2026. Yeah. But of course you have to do the work. Yeah. I think doing the work is the hard part. I think that's why like college is structured the way it is. And that's why I try to structure my boot camps in that way, right? Because like you can buy a course, right? And then like you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. You get so much dopamine from buying the course, but then you don't actually follow through, right? You don't actually like do the work because like you already got all the dopamine from buying. And that's like and that's what I try to do is like structure my boot camps and structure my stuff in a way so that you actually finish, so you actually get held accountable and you actually like get to the end and you actually find the success that you're looking for, because that's really what is super necessary in today's day and age, right? Is that like we live in this crazy world right now where it's so distracting. We live in this unbelievably distracting world nowadays that it's like it's so hard to just focus and like get something done and get something built, because it's like it's distracting on so many levels, right? And so like it like because you have like, okay, it's distracting on like, should I learn AI, data engineering, software engineering, data analytics? It's like the options to learn are distracting, but then also like spending your time, it's like, am I on TikTok? Am I on Instagram? Am I on YouTube? Am I on social media? Like, do I have friends? Do I freaking like, how much time am I on my screen? You know that people spend 7 hours a day on their phone now? It's like the average person spends 7 hours a day on their phone. It's a lot. Do you see TypeScript replacing or being strong option to Python within the next 5? It already is. It already is. So many companies already use TypeScript. I use TypeScript. I already use TypeScript. Like it depends on for what you're using it for, right? What was the AE course called? It's the Winter Bootcamp, right? Post Baron. You can go here, dataexpert.io or dataexpert.io/pre-Christmas. So this is going to be where it's the Winter Snowflake plus DBT Bootcamp. That's going to be the AE Bootcamp. That's where I would highly recommend checking it out. You can also just join the subscription product if you want, like my bootcamp from April this year. My April bootcamp was really good, right? Your thoughts on React being hacked recently? You just have to upgrade, right? You just have to upgrade and like figure out. I mean, there's always, every software has to continually be upgraded because there's always going to be, it's an adversarial game, right? It's like, it's cat and mouse, right? Everything has different problems. And then it's like, especially as you scale up, right? It's freaking, it can get bigger and crazier as you kind of build and scale up. And so, right, I want to ask something, but their word limit doesn't allow me. Can you just put it in a couple different comments then? Pun palmer, like that's one way to do it, right? I mean, what are you guys scared of? Like, what is freaking you guys out about this world, right? I didn't know people spend 7 hours. Everybody spend 2 hours. What the fuck? There's going to lead to many mental illnesses. Yeah, and I think that like spending 7 hours a day on your screen is really bad, because then you sleep for 8, right? So then you have 7 hours on the screen, sleep for 8. So then you have what, 9 hours left, and then because you spend 7 hours on your screen, the energy from those others 9 hours is just bad. And like, I mean, some people, it's like they spend 8 hours a day sleeping, 7 hours a day on a screen, and then they spend 8 hours a day working. And then it's like, then they have 1 hour a day to like do other things. Right. And it's like kind of terrible. Like the world is getting kind of dark in that way. It's kind of like an evil, dark place. Right. So I would say that like definitely be thinking about the path here, that like what we're going to be doing, because it should be pretty great. Should be pretty like if you can focus and cut through the noise and like really just spend a couple hours, you know, you're going to spend like 10 hours a week with me in these boot camps, and like we'll cut through the noise and build things the way that we're supposed to build them, and like it will be really, really great. All right. We're not really building a product. Mostly reusing the same CDK templates and redeploying them with client-specific changes. Do you think this could hurt my career growth? It depends on like what your goals are. I would say that, okay, I've been working at a startup where we deliver 2 POCs per client, each lasting about 4 weeks. I split my time roughly 4 hours per day per client. I mean, the fact that you're working directly with clients is really great, because then you understand like how to work with clients, and that's something that's probably good for your career. Technically, I don't think that that's like a very like rewarding job. Like, and maybe that's like something where you can spend maybe some time outside of your job working on other things. That would be another perspective to be thinking about as you are like going through and building stuff, right? Is okay, how do I like find like more growth, right? Something that can mess up people's stress coping skills, and that's super serious. Yeah, it's like emotional regulation is like one of the most important things in today's day and age, right? Because we're all just so sucked into our screens and all that stuff, right? Right. An hour to eat and breathe. Yep. To be human. I don't understand how you would be on the phone for 7-8 hours if you have to work for 8-10 hours and have to sleep, right? Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, I think that a lot of people are neglecting their loved ones, right? As a doctoral candidate navigating the rapid rise of AI, I'm struggling to determine where to concentrate my technical development. I feel pulled between strengthening hands-on technical skills, how to quickly, given how quickly the field is evolving, how should one approach this trade-off? Build, just create things, like really get into prompting, really get into like just working with the foundational models is really good, right? Because then you can be like, okay, this is what it can and cannot do. And like, and that allows you to really move forward a lot more quickly. So I think, Peter, you'd be a great fit for the AI bootcamp. Highly recommend checking out the AI bootcamp. That one starts in March. That would be another really solid approach for you, I think. As a software engineer with 15 years of experience in Java and enterprise, do you recommend shift to data engineering? No. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it sounds like you were probably a better fit for like a back end role. It'd probably be a better fit for a back end role. Like data engineering could be useful for you. It could be like a good addition to your skill set. But like if you already have 15 years of Java, like freaking that, like that's a lot, dude. That's good. Like congratulations. Like you're already a very successful person, right? So it's like you could shift to data engineering. I think that like that is back end is going to still be around for a long time, right? So right, use an app to lock the phone with time lock, or put it in a safe. Yep, that have a time lock. Yep. You got to like not let like even like the time limits on Apple. Like I just feel like I just ignore them always. I just immediately ignore them. Like they don't help at all. I've read more than 150 pounds of books. My recommendation is don't read books, just build things. Reading is only good for the brain benefits. Yeah, I mean, reading is only good as much as you put it into action, right? And that's one of the reasons why in my boot camp we really try to put you into action on day one. It's like build a capstone project, build your projects, right? That's going to be the other really solid way to really do things. That way I would highly recommend, right? As you're kind of going through this journey. When you say learn AI, what do you mean? I'm good at using ChatGPT. Well, have you built an AI application? Have you used ChatGPT with the Python APIs? Have you deployed a front end and a back end that leverages it? Have you built an AI agent? Have you used LangChain? Have you used evaluation criteria? Have you built an AI with guardrails? Like, I'm guessing like the answer to those questions is fucking no, but like maybe not. I work from home and there is something constantly going on iPad by side. It's a bad habit, but can't get rid of it. Yeah, phones are super addictive, dude. They're like freaking, they're like drugs, dude. It's freaking nut. It's so gnarly, right? I want to show you guys something that's pretty interesting. So like if you guys are interested in like want to try out my content risk free, right? You can try out this data expert content pass and you can get a 3-day free trial, right? And like you can literally try out like this gives you 200 hours of content. You can join the GitHub, you can join the Discord, like, and it's great. It's a great way to freaking just try it. This 3-day free trial is only available during the holidays. So like definitely recommend trying this out. And then you can actually understand like if you vibe with my content or if you don't vibe with my content, then like you'll be able to go through and understand what is the path forward for you, right? That would be a way to do it. Which math topics matter most in practice for beginners in data and AI? I mean, pretty straightforward stuff. Like I would say you have things like statistics. Statistics matters a lot. Like the law of large numbers, normality matters a lot. You have things like matrices matter somewhat. They matter a lot, right? Algebra matters a fuckload. If you don't know algebra, you're absolutely cooked. I would say those are the main things that I would be focusing on. My recommendation is to build things and then journal your thoughts. Build in public. Build things, journal thoughts, and then publish, right? Build your brand, right? It's like the build in public is such a great, I've been building in public for 3 years, right? And I love it. There is something called passive learning, which is you just reading, and then there is active learning where you try to think about the stuff that you read and apply it on exercises. Yep. When will these AI bootcamps be added to the data expert subscription? It already is. Like you can literally see it, right? It's already there, right? You can see like go to the curricula, right? It's right there. Right there. This is you have to have your own OpenAI key though, by the way. I'm not giving you an OpenAI key, but like you can literally do it right here. So that's going to be the way that you would go about doing things, right? How many users have completed or are in the process of completing the free quiz? Like 400. I made a post about bitching about that, and like it actually brought a lot of people back. It was great. Like, what do you think about polars and single machine compute engines? I'm writing an article about that with my friend Matt right now. He actually built a pipeline with DuckDB on his freaking MacBook Pro, and it processes 1 terabyte of data in 10 seconds. 1 terabyte of data in 10 seconds. It's crazy, right? It's so crazy. What do you recommend for data architecture lead that recently started a new job and inherited a bunch of dimensional modeling tech debt? Ask more questions. Always ask more questions. Understand the tech debt. Like if you just started the role and you really have a strong opinion about some things, hold off on your judgments. Always hold off on your judgments and like really wait and try to understand like why people are doing the things they did, because sometimes you can actually understand a little bit more, right? That like, because as a lead, like it can be very complicated, right? Is there a difference between them in terms? Okay, let's see. Multi-line question. There are companies like Google, Microsoft, Oracle that work on core computer problems, and there are other tech companies like Uber, Airbnb, whose core business is ride service. Right? Is there a difference between them in terms of computer engineering? I mean, yeah, like they not that much difference actually. Like, I worked at Meta, which is like probably one of the bigger players, and I also worked at Airbnb, which is like one of the smaller players. And you have to own more. There's a lot more ownership at the smaller companies, like at Uber and Airbnb. You're going to own more of the stack, right? Because Microsoft and Google, they have like tens of thousands of engineers, right? It's like an unbelievable number of engineers, right? I think my problem with the free quiz is that to answer the questions, you need the information first. So I joined it. But if you don't know the stuff, it is not interesting to continue the quiz. Have you heard of using ChatGPT? Have you heard of like using the internet and you like, oh my God, like you don't have to be spoon fed every single fucking piece of information, bro. Like, yeah, correct. And it's like, oh, it's not interesting because like I'm not spoon fed this information like a child. Like just freaking use ChatGPT. That's the whole point. It's a challenge. It's not a freaking boot camp. It's like a learning, right? And I get it. It's like, oh, I don't know something. Maybe look it up. Can you elaborate more on build in public a little bit? Yeah, like so building in public, right, is going to be a lot of things, right? So like you post, right? Like every time you try to post every day about what you're building. Like, I'm sure you guys have seen those videos of like day 1 of building $1 million SaaS product, right? Or day 17 of building $1 million SaaS product. And then you just talk about what you're doing for the day and the win and what's happening, right? And it's like building in public is so important. It's so important. Like, at least for me, that's how I freaking, it's a very important part of my content strategy that really does that stuff, right? How much do I learn by using ChatGPT? You can learn a lot, right? Especially if it's a specific question, a very specific question, then like it will not just give you the answer, it will tell you why, right? And then just do that for questions that you don't know the answer to, and then you'll learn. Literally the challenge, that's the whole point, is to find the questions that you don't know. It's like, oh, if I just gave you a quiz on questions that you know, that's called a waste of fucking time, right? And it's just very interesting that like you're like, oh, I don't like this because it asks me questions I don't know. And it's like, bro, like that's the whole point, right? If you went back to DE, can you become any more senior than you are? Like, yeah, I was staff engineer. I might be able to get senior staff because I've had a leadership position for a couple of years now. I have more like leadership and engineering manager experience from my founder role at Data Expert. So maybe, I don't know, like I'd probably be either staff or senior staff if I went back. But like, I'm not doing that. Like, I don't see myself like freaking doing that. Like, it's just not what I'm thinking about. How important is building backend front end aside from building pipelines for data end projects? When applying for big tech or even big companies, I'm familiar with backend, but kind of stuck at front end. Just use ChatGPT then. Use Claude Code. Front end is so easy nowadays. Just ask Claude Code to build the front end. If you're good with backend, ask Claude Code to build the front end. Done. Like, just you don't have to toil away anymore. That's not like, it's not a requirement anymore to toil away. Like, freaking think about that. Just really, really think about that, right? You can actually like get through, right? And build. That's like a way to do it, right? How much do I learn by using ChatGPT? I learn from ChatGPT every single day of my life. It's my tutor, my mentor, my guide, right? And it's like, if you're not using ChatGPT every single day to learn, like, you're falling behind, right? Because it can teach you, and it will also teach you in the way that you will best receive it, right? So like, just remember that, right? So as you're like kind of building and growing and figuring things out, like, that's a big thing, right? Imagine you have to quit tech. What would you choose? Sales, easy sales. Just go and sell freaking anything, right? I can do sales. Like, content, I can do content. Like, I'm a content creator, right? But just like a course, you have learned the information first from a course to answer the quiz. You don't give us quiz to the start of the semester without having learned the stuff and going through it. Yeah. And like, congratulations on like learning that, like, I'm not college, right? Like, congratulations on learning that, like, I am not college, right? Yeah, I'm not college. Correct. I teach differently, right? And that's exactly right. And so that would be the way to do it. Yeah, learn to learn. It's asking yourself questions from day one and then use spaced repetition. Yep, I love that. I love that. And then like figuring out it, right? That's OpenAI is my default browser now. Yep, Julie Chen. That's exactly right. That's how things should be, right? Where have you found success connecting with other data for professionals to bounce ideas off of when you are at a staff level? I mean, that's a great question. I freaking LinkedIn's going to be probably a pretty decent place. There's a have you guys ever heard of data engineer things? Data engineer things is a really good it's a really good community that has a lot of like staff level people in it, and so does my community. The data expert community is pretty good. Like, if you look up like data expert community Discord, if you just look up like, you just Google this data expert community Discord, you should be able to find it. That Discord's also really good. You can join and be a part of the Discord. That's another really, really great strategy if you're looking to do that. Like, do software engineers think they're better than data engineers? Yes, they think that they're more technical and better than data engineers, 100%. But they're not. Like, it's just a different role. It's just a different role, right? And I don't know, like, it is what it is. If you say to use Claude Code to build the front end of the program, but you're not a programmer who can help build backend, I'm stuck looking for a co-founder who can fill the role in my design engineering software services company. I like that you said maybe build an AI agent that might help do it. Yeah, just do that, dude. Like, you got to understand, Lovable gets you so far. Lovable gets you so far. Like, do you guys understand how far Lovable gets you? Like, it's so far, right? And like, some people just use Lovable and that's their whole app, right? And they literally don't code anything anymore. Like, there's people who are already there, right? So be thinking about that as like you're going through, right? Yeah. But just like anything else, if you get a quiz, give it to ChatGPT to get the answer and don't have anything to apply it to when you are not going to remember it in the long run. Maybe, right? Like that's why like there's also homework assignments. It's not just multiple choice quizzes. There's also like coding challenges and other things in the 50-day challenge, right? It's not just, MCQ, right? There's a bunch of them. Um, how do you think about the future of mobile application development from the perspective of data engineering? You got to get logging right. Like, I mean, I don't know, like from the perspective of data engineering, like one of the things that sucks about mobile apps is like they are up or they are updated on a much slower time frame uh, than web apps are, right? So like if you get the logging wrong, then like it's really bad. That's why I love web. That's why I have not built a mobile app, because I know that like if I built a mobile app, like it would be a disaster, and like I just want web for the most part, because like having to get logging right matters so much, because there's so much there. Like, because the other thing about mobile apps is like the logging can kind of like be lost, right? Because it's like it's going over the network, and like then the logs actually are shipped later, so you get this thing called late arriving data, right? How different is Netflix culture now compared to when you left? I don't know how their culture is now, bro. Like, why would I know that? I haven't been there in like 7 years. So like, I know they have levels now. I know that like it's more scalable now. Like it's easier. It's kind of easier to build a career there. Like it was like kind of hard to build a career there after you got to the senior engineer level, right? It's just not like, it's just hard, right? So nowadays, like it's a lot easier to actually like grow as an IC. So there were a lot more like cutthroat like fights for manager positions, where now there's more senior staff principal IC positions at Netflix. So I work with mobile. Don't build a mobile app, right? Mobile apps are super annoying. They are. I totally agree with that. That's something I would totally agree is something I want to try to see if we can get more um, like of the experience going with mobile, and like, because I know I will be shipping a mobile app at some point, because I feel like mobile apps give you way more engagement features, because you can like send push notifications, you can engage with the community, you can do a lot of interesting things with it. But it's like a lot of that I already get out of Discord. So I'm going to become a data engineering advocate and start my own company in Europe. That's great. That's great. Data engineering advocate is a good role. I feel like these DevRel and advocacy roles are freaking going to keep growing, and they're so important, because it's like, how the hell do you get like they're like halfway, but they're like technical but also marketing roles. They're very interesting. Like I've thought about doing data engineering advocate. I feel like I would be good data engineering advocate. Like if I was going to go back to tech, I feel like I would do something like that. I wouldn't want to do like a staff engineer role, because it's like I feel like staff engineer role is just like not leveraging my marketing skills enough. I'm not like I need to market more. I don't know. It's complicated. I got like one more question here, guys. I'm ending sharp at 2 o'clock. So just remember, like, please check out my boot camps, because it is great. This is a pre-Christmas gift. Holly jolly Christmas. Let's fucking go. Right. It should be a good time, and I'm really excited to see like you guys there and joining. Right, because it will be a very, very good boot camp. And yeah, how do you stay motivated when you're already set for life? What motivates you? I mean, like, I'm motivated for a couple of reasons. Like, I feel um like there's a couple things. Like, one is around um like just sending the elevator down, right? Because I feel like my journey to success had like more pain than was kind of necessary, right? I freaking suffered a lot, like to get my role at Facebook, to get my role at Netflix, and like build, push. And one of the reasons for that is like I didn't know what I needed to know, right? I had to learn it through experience and learn it through pain and suffering. And I feel like that is something that like I just really, really don't like, right? I want to like help people learn the things that matter the most, so that then they can actually like get where they need to go, right? That's really the strategy that I would go about, right? I'd say what else motivates me is just like, I want to have a big brand. I want to have a big life, right? I want to have a life that like is meaningful and big and important, right? And I know that like I'm still so young. I'm still just a baby. I'm just a baby, right? So like since I'm just a baby, it's like freaking I need to like use my energy, right, to help you guys, right? So anyone with information about junior data engineer roles or intern should kindly share. Yeah, on LinkedIn, share that with y'all. That'd be great. I'm conducting case studies for my dissertation and will be working with many organizations that would like to collaborate with students. Please reach out if interested. Yeah. Thanks for the live chat. It's been fun and I appreciate answering my questions. Yeah, of course. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Definitely check out the bootcamp. Definitely check out the subscription product. It's a good time to invest. Like ask your employer to freaking sponsor it because like it will make you a much better data engineer, right? Right. Can learning in public hurt your internship opportunities? I don't think so. Like maybe like it hurts your internship opportunities at places that are super fucking annoying, right? That'd be my perspective. Can you say what is the best tools for each thing you do as a data engineer? Data Lake, S3, metadata management, Iceberg, distributed compute, Spark, job orchestration, Airflow. Um, how old are you? I'm 31. 31, just a baby. Um, is this your last stream before Christmas? No, I'm gonna be doing more streams. We're gonna keep going, keep building, keep figuring things out, right? And it should be pretty good. Should be pretty freaking awesome. Like I know that there's gonna be a lot. I'm thinking about switching from data ops to data engineering. What are your thoughts? 70% of my work is basically data engineering. Do it. You'll get a massive fucking raise. Yep. That'd be definitely the way to do things. So, anyways, have a good time, everyone. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you guys have a good holidays. I'm gonna be doing more lives and more streams here over the next couple weeks as well, just to kind of finish out the year strong. And